Hello and welcome back to Call of Juarez Gunslinger. We are moving on with the next mission. Let's see what we're gonna get. Cutscene.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us.
Of course they
It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us.
Yeah, that's
but
not too bright, is it?
My older brothers were bigger and heavier. They were already dead. And right then, I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Oh, one other thing I tweaked that I forgot to mention 4 episodes ago when I made the tweaks is that I also removed the letterboxing, which for some reason this game has. It's got very slight letterboxing if you watch like the first 6 episodes, I think. There's very slight letterboxing for no apparent reason. You can just turn it off.
I've been on their trail for months.
I did leave
ever
on
since
the
they
like
left their
painted
hideout in the
border,
Bighorn Mountains.
which you can also turn off. But yeah, for some
Led by
reason
Butch Cassidy.
there's a
They were a
letterboxing
loose
effect
association of
if you don't turn it
outlaws
off.
who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me
Man,
down.
the Pinkertons.
Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
A great looking game. If you're not familiar with the history of the Pinkertons in the United States and elsewhere, but mostly the U.S., fascinating piece of history. Basically, private police, and by police I mean private army.
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
Well,
Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. So I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down.
don't really want to do this, but here we are.
I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Ooh, it's a little fiddly trying to get through this. Ah, see, I knew there was going to be something here. Of course. Do I want to use that? This is a pretty dangerous thing to begin with. Yeah, if you weren't aware, sometimes steam locomotives would just explode because they're basically just giant pressure vessels with some wheels attached to them. I don't really know what this is for. I'm a little worried about it. And I don't really know why it's here.
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
I gotcha. I'm not sure why that required a use prompt. Maybe they just didn't write up a check out or a look at prompt.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge. What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
Shit, that's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route.
Come on out, you yellow bastard.
Could have sworn I heard him over there somewhere, but... Aha.
But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Well, if that's the way it wants me to go, then let me backtrack a moment. Oh. I want to wander down that way. Are you gonna put a tunnel there and not let me use it?
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Good, now I have my... You know what? Wait. What pistols are these? They're the same ones. Okay, I don't know why... I want to try out the Rangers. I haven't used them very much. Wait a minute. Oh. I didn't even realize the sawed-off was a pistol replacement. I don't really feel like that's the right choice, though. Hold on. Do I get dual pistols? Or dual shotguns? I don't. That's bizarre. Why would I want 2 shots instead of 12?
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Coward! You can't fight the James gang!
Can't I?
Now you're really pissing me off! Get out here! You're dead!
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Wait.
You can't hide!
6-shooter, there's 3 pistol types, right? There's the 6-shooter, the Ranger, and whatever the, Huh. That, pistol reload upgrade is definitely substantial. Wish I'd gotten that earlier. Alright, let's try these out. And there's the quick shooter. Okay, so let me try the quick shooters. I think it may just be the reload speed because these are break top. We'll see if it fires or reloads any faster though. They do seem to fire maybe a little faster. Hard to say. Wait, what did I... Why am I able to even pick this up? It's the same thing, isn't it? Totally is. That's kind of bizarre. Except I think I may have just lost bullets because I think I put them in here. Anyway. Alright, well. Through this door it is, I guess. Or not? Ah.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Damn him! Come out, you yellow bastard!
You come to me. It's one versus many. Man, that's a big pistol. I mean, those old revolvers were not small, but that looked especially large in his hand. Well. There we go. Still think the revolver is probably the better option.
Gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
I appreciate the noise of like some metallic rolling thing. It amuses me. Kind of curious what happens if I jump off. I don't really want to know though. What is that noise? Uh-oh. There we go. Stuck for a second there. It's not letting me jump. Oh, climb. That's what it is. Okay.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
You mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Well.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Who the hell is that?
I mean, if you didn't think I was going to shoot you in the back, you're incorrect. Let's see about the 6-shooters now. So these reload faster, and these are center fire, rim fire. They're not cap and ball, which is what the Ranger is, I believe.
He'll kill us all! Jesus!
Although they're
You're dead.
obviously fudging the reload process for a cap and ball revolver. Hold on. I actually want to check that. Because these are based on real guns. Is it the Navy? Hold on. Doesn't look like the Navy. Even though, so the maybe it is. So the Colt 1851 Navy revolver is the one that was generally referred to as the Ranger. It's also single action only. Which this is not. This is double action. So I don't think it's based... Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Obviously, it's arcadey. They don't really care. I just find that kind of stuff fascinating. What they do and don't decide to follow in terms of the technical background. Hold on. And it says... Well, but that... It says that the Navy was rimfire originally and then a centerfire conversion. Maybe I'm... Oh, it's not cap and ball. It's the, It's the, I mean, they were not... Hold on. Paper cartridges as well? Hold on. Sorry, if you don't care about this, I apologize. I think it's fascinating. Yeah, so they got converted. So maybe these are converted navies. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, okay. You know what? Actually, this video's gone on a little while, so we're actually gonna cut it here, and we'll jump into the taking down the group here in the next episode. I'll see you guys then.